Hello, everybody, and welcome to Game 2 of Week 1 of Season 3 of the Find Me Alpha Overwatch League. The real JLP here.
And Yakety Tack coming at you.
Yeah, buddy. We are starting this game between Bjorn to be Wild and Weeb Nonsense. Here, our first map is Ilios. Both teams with quite a slew of new players this season. We're going to be saying a lot of that in these first couple of weeks here. If you haven't watched if you didn't watch the draft, if you're not involved in the league and you haven't watched our first match, I'd like to very proudly say that we have 8 teams, which is twice as many teams as we had last season. So we're going to see a lot of new names for you Season 2 viewers. In fact, I see 4 new names on the blue team, which is the Bjorn to be Wild team. And I'm seeing 2 new names on the red team, Weeb Nonsense. So as we get started here on Ilios, we see the Roadhogs and the Orisas, and I'm assuming a Lucio at some point coming out here for major boopage. Yakety, you play a reasonable amount of some of these booping heroes. Are you excited as we get started here?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to these Orisa grabs and these Roadhog hooks. Looks like Weeb Nonsense is coming in with a Pharah to add to the boopage, so I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, US Usnavi playing a signature Orisa. Zelgius also pretty well-known Orisa main from last season. And here we get started on map 1 of match 1, Ilios Well. Banging my drums on the Pharah, trying to get in a little extra rocket damage before the fight actually starts, but the Bjorn to be Wild team going through that inside room with the small health pack.
Looks like we already got a decent shield break. So they need to get on that point.
Bump down those Orisa barriers, and the Bjorn to be Wild team not really putting toes on point at all to contest the first grab. A headbutt from Asian Music Man onto Jingo pulls the Roadhog down, pushes the Roadhog down into the well. Zelgius' shield is doing quite a bit to mitigate these pulls, but Elucida on the Tracer coming in, trying to harass, trying to get in behind, doesn't quite get anything down. Playing really tightly, this Bjorn to be Wild team is behind this Orisa shield.
Comes an ultimate, double ultimates. Someone just fell down the well.
Yeah, banging my drums with a concussive blast to get down Zelgius, but Jingo comes in and hooks Usnavi a little bit of revenge from the Asian Music Man headbutt from before.
Ooh,
Jackstrill gets a quick double off that rip tire, just one of those set it and forget it rip tires, but he is still alive. Toaster Oven comes in to revive Banging My Drums, and that pharmacy is back online for now. Oh, survives the Roadhog 1-2, and Roadhog actually goes down to Elucida. Big game. Big game on Elucida's part.
Looks like we might be getting an ultimate from Banging My Drums here.
Yeah, he's probably looking for a good spot to get in on it. With that, Transcendence out from Tingly Daffodil would be a pretty good time for Banging My Drums to unleash this, assuming he can get an angle, sort of get in close. I'm surprised he's not pushing toward that direct overhead area, but they may be hoping to just simply contest right now. And there's that Justice.
Ooh, brought down though.
Brought down, only the McCree goes down to that, but Usnavi gets Zelgius, and Jingo takes Asian Music Man down the well, and they've only got, I was going to say they only have Breadburner, but that's not true. Usnavi, Elucida, and Toaster Oven are still sitting there strong behind that Orisa shield. Tingly Daffodil comes in for the cheeky flank with the right click on the Zenyatta, ends up helping taking down Orisa, and it's just Banging My Drums left. This looks like a pretty strong contest from the Bjorn to be Wild team.
Got a decent amount of ultimates on both sides. I'm wondering if they're going to try to push in with that or not.
Yeah, Tingly Daffodil with that ultimate fight trumping Transcendence. He's probably a pretty fat target right now, although they may not think that he has it. It just popped pop it in the last team fight. Brontosaur gets 3 with a Deadeye. Absolutely fantastic job melting that Orisa shield just in time for the Deadeye to go off. And that is map 1 to Bjorn to be wild. Tingley Daffodil jumping down the well because the game's over. Classic. Classic move, really. Alright, map 2 is Ruins, my personal favorite map of all of these, although Ilios is my personal least favorite map just in general, so who am I to say?
You know, you might not be seeing as many boops on this one, but here's where that shield play is really going to come into effect.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Pharah continue. The lines of sight here are long and clear. A good Pharah can just hang around up above the little Acropolis on her side and just fire rockets into the center, and really put in quite a bit of hurt. But actually, Banging My Drum swaps off Pharah onto the Soldier, probably hoping to break those shields a little bit. We also have a Soldier out from Brontosaur who was playing McCree before. Both teams try to get their feet onto the point. The Weeb Nonsense team ends up being slightly more successful in that regard, as the Bjorn to be wild team looks like they were trying to maybe contest from the small bridge on the inside of the ruins there. Asian Music Man coming in trying to take down Jack's Drill, as Jack's Drill is the only one left on the point. Zelgius and Brontosaur right nearby, but Zelgius and Jingo Brontosaur right nearby. Those are the two people I was looking at. And the opening cap goes to Weeb Nonsense. And they are fortified very strongly here in this lower walkway. There is very little to be done right now about that Orisa shield. Brontosaur's really got to put some hurt into that thing if they want to hope to break that line.
Got a pretty decent hold coming in. There you go, going after the supports.
Oh, that's double pick from Tingley Daffodil. And the Zenyatta gets a final hit on both tanks. Not a common situation there. Good follow-up on Biggie Twig's coalescence there. Evanescence, as my team likes to call it. Alright, a coordinated counter push coming in from Weeb Nonsense. They've got a... Oh, and Usnavi goes down to Zelgius. What a pick. What an opening pick. That's huge. Sights coming out from Brontosaur.
Taking down the support. He's going to go after that Lucio.
And Elucida. And Lucio goes down to Tingley Daffodil. It's just Soldier and Diva, and they're in pretty dangerous territory. Banging My Drums has his tac visor as well, but
taken out.
Bad time for him to use it, and specifically for that kind of reason. He goes down. That stagger is going to be really tough for them. Now they've only got 5.
Might be seeing a good push coming out of Weeb Nonsense as their ults are stacking. I'm guessing once that Moira gets hers up, they might be able to push on that.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a grab bomb here. So just keep an eye out for Elucida to grab and Asian Music Man to... Oh no, they're electing to go instead for the... tac visor first. Kind of a good move because it didn't really work. Oh, Asian Music Man is out of his mech. That's not great. And then there goes the grab. So mismanagement of ultimates there is gonna basically cost them this entire map. Although they're making a pretty good case to be on the point. But it's just Toaster Oven and Banging My Drums now. And
need to get in there and touch it.
Asian Music Man's gonna come in with a bomb probably. But somebody's got to put their toes on the point first, and I don't think that's going to happen as Banging My Drums goes down mid-sprint. And that is Bjorn to be wild with the first map. And if you were watching last season, you'll know that the way we used to choose maps was by loser of the game gets to pick the map. We've got all maps predetermined for this season for every match. So before each match, we're going to have the map order set. And in this case, for this match, we are going to Gibraltar next for game 2 of this Bjorn to be wild Weeb Nonsense matchup.
So what'd you think in terms of strategy? Did you see anything coming out of that, or do you think it was just kind of go in there and see what happens? There was a bit of ultimate coordination going on, but towards that last push, I'm not sure if they were trying to go for that.
Yeah, I think both teams did a really good job of fighting together, but Bjorn to be wild. I don't mean this as a slam on Weeb Nonsense, but Bjorn to be wild was actually executing. They were putting the bullets where the bullets needed to go. They were using their ultimates in a way that actually helped them capture the point. Those kinds of things that were pretty sorely lacking from the Weeb Nonsense side. I mean, the Weeb Nonsense had the chance to grav bomb. They had a tac visor up. They used all these ultimates and got nowhere. They didn't get any frags off of them. So I mean, that's just a tough place to be in when you're looking to capture a control point. Especially it was like 75 to 80 and change when they started that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they had grav bombed, they probably would have pushed that to 95-ish percent at least. You know, not counting the team fight to happen when that 95% started. I mean, it would have given them a real shot to win with a backup tac visor. But we'll see if they can correct some of that efficiency struggle here as we go on to Gibraltar. We got a ready signal from both captains, and we are moving along.
At Watchpoint, Gibraltar.
I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us this evening for joining us this evening. We have 2 more matches this week that are tomorrow, Wednesday, and 2 days from now, Thursday, both at 10 p.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern, here on twitch.tv/PMAOWL. Those games will be played between our remaining 4 teams, who I do not have the schedule in front of me because I am a #professional. We'll let you know that at the end of the broadcast what to look forward to next. And don't forget to stick around after our matches for our player interviews. Always fun to talk to the players. I got to try to get a couple of new players in here to talk about, you know, what makes the league the league.
Bring back Overwatch.
So neither team doing what our awful team does and picking nonsense picks to trick the streamers. We've got a Zenyatta and a Moira, Soldier, Junkrat, Diva, Orisa coming out from Bjorn to be wild. Pretty similar to what they were running last time. Jack's Drill on the Junkrat was his character on the well. Bronzesword did well with the Soldier in the Ruins.
Feeling a dive coming in from Weeb Nonsense. We got the
yeah, so am
Diva
I, except for
Winston
that the
pick.
Lucida, who I'm assuming is going to swap off to a Tracer or a Genji, but maybe not, who knows. Well, looks like they're Hanzoing. That's fine. Oh, I see, he was just checking that top room there. Makes sense. And there's the Gangu. Nailed it. Alright, Breadburner with a nice high jump. Looks like maybe trying to bounce them. Yeah! Oh!
Ooh, unsuccessful.
Almost had a very big,
Got a Diva coming up now.
There. Winston jumping into the back line, trying to get a little somewhere, but Jack's Drill takes down Genji, and Usnavi and Toaster Oven are trying to get out of there with their lives intact. Breadburner helping them out with a couple of booster shots.
Looks like in the meantime they're able to push the payload by distracting him up top.
Yeah, that was quite a push from the Weeb Nonsense side, with the fight not really on their side. That card ended up moving quite a ways, and as we know in Overwatch, you win by pushing the card all the way. Lusa reflecting a little bit of damage before jumping back to fight with his team. And now we see the hard push here going underneath that bridge. They're probably going to go over top of it though with all their mobility. Banging my drums going in a flank to the attacking left-hand side through the small health pack room. Doesn't end up getting anybody with it, but is trying to put some hurt in on the tanks here.
Looks like we got Bronzesword parked up top. Keeping it open, and he's gonna jump down. I was thinking he was gonna stay up there with that tac visor once he gets it up.
I think that Orisa halt gotta reach a halt, push this fight into the next phase. Jingo, Brontosaur taking out 3, and Tingly Daffodil coming in to finish out the fight as Toaster Oven pops a Primal Rage. Not
Taking
sure I
out the
agree with that use
supports.
of ult, but here we go. You know, banging my drums with a soldier behind him that he does not see or hear.
And looks like that's going to be a solid hold in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we see again just a terrible misuse of ultimates from Weeb Nonsense. Popping that Primal Rage didn't really do anything for them right there. There was nobody to follow up. Banging My Drums kept his tack visor, which is good, and we've got a Dragon Blade coming in from Elucida as well as a Diva Bomb, so 5 ults coming in from the Weeb Nonsense side. This should give them enough to cap this point. Asian Music Man probably going to jump and drop the bomb right here to open this. But mostly they're just poking, and Brontosaur getting in much trouble. Engaging on the Dragon Bomb, followed by... Oh, triple kill out of Elucida.
And he takes out the mech.
Yeah, Asian Music Man takes down the mech for Jingo. We've got a attack visor from Banging My Drums to follow up on the Moira and the Diva. Not a bad use. I would have probably kept it, but you know, hey, whatever
Gets that checkpoint.
2 minutes on the clock, right? You know. Yeah, he traded 1 ultimate for 2 kills and 2 minutes on the clock, so that's actually not a bad use. Probably could have saved it, but whatever. That's just the 90% versus the 98%.
Downside of that is looking like Bjorn to be Wild's going to have their ultimates coming up soon. So
Yeah, we've already got bongos from Zelgius. And they are down. A hack from Elucida. Elucida swapped off the Genji to the Sombra. That's an interesting pick. I'm not sure what the game plan is here for that, except for maybe they knew that the ultimates were coming up and they were going to try to keep those high value ultimates off. Elucida maybe playing more of a Tracer style Sombra with the new with ups.
And it looks like they're going to keep him off the point.
Yeah, not bad. They've got 2 support ultimates on the Bjorn to be Wild side, as well as a Tack Visor and a Diva Bomb coming up. Ultimate's pretty far away for the Weeb Nonsense side. I think if you're Weeb Nonsense, you are trying to get a little bit of distance on the card, but you're mostly trying to get these ultimates out.
Looks like Toaster Oven's picking up that Reinhardt. Trying to push.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. I think he was struggling on the Winston. Reinhardt is a little more simple in mechanics.
It's definitely going to help when that tack visor comes out of Brontosaur.
Yeah, for sure. And for this Diva Bomb from Jingo that's about to drop in now-ish.
Looks like she's waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah, I think she's waiting for them to get underneath this bridge.
Ooh, and the counter. But that Zen was able to keep out of the EMP radius.
Only takes out Elucida thanks to the Toaster Oven shield. And Toaster Oven Earth shatters right into an Orisa shield. Feels bad, man.
Wondering if Jack's shield is going to respond with a junk, but with a
Asian
Riptire.
Music Man D-Max Jingo, and also takes down Tingly Daffodil. Banging My Drums kills Jingo with the Helix Rocket. Toaster Oven comes in with some hammer swings.
Looks like they're not going to contest this point. Good
Nope.
save on the
They're at
ults.
point 3. He may have been that may have been an ult use to stay alive. You're right.
Better to have a solid hold than to waste any ults.
Yep. We're coming in with there is a big Riptire potential coming in here. Toaster Oven.
Got the Reinhardt out of place, going in for that young Reinhardt dive, as I am guilty of doing myself.
And I believe that was Banging My Drums with a Banging My Drums with the sights ends up going down without getting any kills off of it. Feels bad, but happens sometimes.
And it looks like that's going to be another solid hold coming out of Weeb Nonsense.
Yep. Toaster
Or
Oven
solid,
takes out Piggy Twig, but doesn't end up really mattering all that much. They're just, I think, charging some ults and doing what they can here. We got
US Navi coming in with a really ballsy Lucio trying to distract him off the sides, but unfortunately the team's not there.
yeah, which is pretty disappointing. There's a that was a very disappointing Earth Shatter off that EMP. That's not feels bad, man. That's rough. That's real rough. Goosnavi drops the beat, ends up going down. Ancient Music Man also ends up going down. That Bunny Blaster trying to get his mech back, but doesn't end up doing it. Banging My Drums goes down to Tingly Daffodil, and there is 10 seconds left to go. Toaster Oven with a huge push. Pushed that Diva mech right back to the point where he could block it with a shield, but didn't end up mattering. Goosnavi goes down to a Moira Ball. Jack's Drill takes out Threadburner. Brontosaur Helix Rocket for Lucida.
Oh,
and
didn't manage to touch the cart. Diva
Nope.
Bomb doesn't find anybody, so
feels bad, man. Going to the flip side here. What do you think the key is for finishing out this map?
feeling for Weeb Nonsense to try to get these team fights. It all comes down to that ult economy. You know, I'm feeling there might not be as much communication going on in pairing ults. It seems like Bjorn B. Wild has been a pretty good job of holding, you know, the perimeter in terms of getting the area. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of more team play coming out of Weeb Nonsense.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would add, you said ultimate economy, just in general resource management. Making sure that your abilities are there for when you need them, like a Reinhardt charge or a halt from Orisa, or you know, something like that. Just to make sure that those abilities are there when you need them, instead of, you know, charging in when you can. That charge in to block that Diva ult was gigantic, but just the play before that, he charged into the enemy team with nothing to really follow it up. So, you know, you have the good ones and you have the bad ones. You take the good, you take the bad, you have the facts of life. And you gotta just make sure that you're using those resources effectively.
Looks like Asian Music Man's gonna come in and do a little bit of Bastion work. Trying to set up on the high ground, but not quite finding it.
Yeah, this is a pretty common pick here, especially with a Reinhardt and an Orisa shield to help you out.
Throwback to the high Newt days when the Bastion cheese was strong.
Bastion cheese is still very strong. We're not quite as barrier watchy as we used to be in season 2, but this would be a huge thing to burn them down.
So we got the whole team coming up the stairs. Lucida coming in with a deflect on the Junkrat. Pretty good play. It feels bad, but
yeah, and that is quite a few picks out from the Weeb Nonsense side. Asian Music Man putting in work as that Bastion, even though they surprised him going through that left-hand room, that left-hand staircase there. It ended up working out just fine. Brontosaur switching to the Ferret to maybe try to unseat some of this placement here, and they all see it and they're running back a little bit.
And as that payload crosses under the bridge, gotta go and reset. Hopefully they can do some work before it crosses that corner.
Support ultimates coming out from each team.
And there goes down the Bastion.
Yeah, that stuff is what, 4 picks on the Bjorn to be Wild side. Oh, feels double
finding
bad.
2. Getting the spray.
Toaster Oven shooting his Earth Shatter out only to get killed mid-swing. That's going to reset his ultimate charge and give him 0 profit. I've been there many times as a Reinhardt player, and it does not feel very good. Weeb Nonsense doing what they can to hold on, just sort of trickling in, but not enough to pull that time. And there's a 2-minute advantage on the Bjorn to be Wild side going into phase 2 here. Weeb Nonsense only had about 2 minutes on the clock. No, they had about 3 minutes on the clock. Only a 1-minute advantage.
Diva Bomb finds nobody. Was that a Diva Bomb? I couldn't tell.
That was
like
a Diva Bomb from Jingo. Finds nobody, but pushed the team back quite a ways. Got quite a bit of distance on this.
Bronasur looking for that justice opportunity. Gets taken down.
It's taken down before it's very useful, but the bongos are up on the cart now. And Zelgius and Big Twig are putting in work. Jack Strill has a Riptire that I wouldn't be surprised to see come out for this final team fight as we go up the hill. Remember, they only have to get it up to the 58.94 meter mark. They do not have to push it all the way around that corner and all the way to the base. Toaster Oven Shield's getting close to Melton. Probably about halfway now, 3/4.
Got no ults coming out yet from Weeb Nonsense to hopefully this
Nope.
hold. Hopefully US Navi there gets his bongos and they might be able to
And
follow up
watch
with that.
this. Jack Strill's coming out with a Riptire right about now. Finish this fight out. That is a surprising non-use. There we go. Riptire
Finding-
takes out Usnavi in the bongo, but banging my drums. Looked like he was gonna go res, but maybe his res was down. And Breadburner, Elucida and Breadburner clean up the fight there. They got 4.5 minutes to push it another 0.13 meters. The cart's on its way back down.
Feeling there's going to be an initiation with this Diva Bomb coming up once they regroup.
Yeah, would not be surprised if the Diva Bomb, a Coalescence, and a Justice coming in.
Do, however, need to take care of that Rhine Shield before they decide to do any big plays for that Diva Bomb.
Asian Music Man, the only one left on the point now. Oh no, sorry, Usnavi is in behind. Asian Music Man out of mech. Usnavi behind, just trying to get a bunch of damage in. Elucida coming in, trying to stall as long as possible. Breadburner now in, fading in, banging my drums with the Valkyrie to try to keep everybody alive through all this. And an Earthshatter that gets nothing from Toaster Oven. Earthshatter's not going his way today, and a
Diva Bomb, big
triple kill
plays.
from Asian Music Man. What a last second shield melt. Well, that must have been.
And
That
that is
shield was up right until that bomb blew.
going to be a
Excellent
solid
coordination.
hold. Regroup.
Alright, 3 minutes left, and they are back pushing the cart backwards again. Elucida keeping an eye on the doors here.
This Transcendence is going to be the, I feel like it's going to be one of the turning points, you know, if they can coordinate with that. Looks like Moira's getting her ult too. Jackstrel working on his Riptire.
Yeah, Breadburner setting up a Torbjorn turret, interestingly. So that I find kind of interesting. Also didn't really stick with it, so we'll see what goes on there. Oh, he's down. And we've got Riptire and a Transcendence, and we've got a Justice out of the Bjorn to be Wild team, and that's the game, folks. Game 2 in the books. Bjorn to be Wild is up 2-0. As this is a best of 3, Bjorn to be Wild wins this match. However, I believe this season we're playing all 3. We played all 3 last night. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's an every night thing.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Confirmation from Breadburner that we do in fact play all 3. So we are now going on to our 3rd map for the night, Temple of Anubis, to round out our best of 3. Oh, and we also have confirmation from Lunchbox DJ in the Twitch chat that we are playing all 3. So that is double confirmation. So just gonna switch the map over to Anubis and get set to go. finally, at the very end there, we saw Weeb Nonsense getting their act together.
Still a couple of spots to work on, but yeah, there was some definite improvement coming in.
Yeah, for sure. They were they seemed to be able to actually use their resources to actually, convert some frags, which is hard to do. I mean, admittedly, but they were really struggling with it in the first few games. I mean, the combination, the key to me as I was watching it was when Asian Music Man launched that last Diva bomb that ended up being a triple kill. I saw it land in front of the Orisa shield, and I went, "All right, well, that's the game. Like, it's over." They missed it. Like, he threw his bomb and it didn't get where they needed it to go. And then all of a sudden the shield was down a split second before the bomb blew up. And that's the kind of coordination that we're looking for.
Couldn't remember, but you also that Rhine shield went down too. Not sure if they broke it or he just wasn't seeing where it was coming from.
Eldorado in the chat says there's two types of people in this world: people who have logos like Bjorn to be Wild, and then the Weeb Nonsense logo with the ellipses in my reading intentional. So your logos are eliciting strong feelings, Yakety.
Well, the only logo I worked on out of this group was the Weeb Nonsense Bjorn to be Wild coming in with their own.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your stuff is eliciting strong feelings. Your Weeb Nonsense logo.
Tell you
Sorry,
what,
I didn't mean to imply that you did both logos. I realized that I did in fact imply that, and I did not mean to.
will say that was pretty fun working on that one. Found that quote on the well, I guess we won't get sued if we say Naruto. It's not one of those streams. Coming in with a classic ninja anime style. But yeah, I saw that, and I saw that there was 8 characters on it. Followed in with the I got a little bit of sass from my team for not remembering that the character that's in the background, but with 8 people on the team,
we never sass you. Get out of here. CC Creations says, yeah. All right, buddy. All right, we're getting set up here for the defense on the last map.
Defend objective A.
Weeb Nonsense on the defense here, setting up the classic Orisa shield on the pedestal. We got triple tank. Nope. Yeah, triple tank with a Widow coming out from.
pretty interesting coming down straight the middle. Just unfortunately, that Junkrat kept on deleting Ryan's shield.
Singly Daffodil takes out Banging My Drums, but gets answered in kind. And I believe, yep, Elucida takes out Biggie Twig.
Looking like the team got split up a bit. At this point, I'd probably want to go for a reset, but it looks like the two are just going to try to hold as best as possible.
Yeah, Brontosaur and Zelgius are kind of stuck in that, staircase over on the side. But nobody on the Weeb Nonsense team is really challenging them. I mean, they were there with the ports, just sort of stuck in the corner. An engagement probably would have gone in the Weeb Nonsense favor. Although, in their defense, as I just attacked them, they are at a severe spawn disadvantage. So, whatever the 1-for-1 trade would have been probably would not have been profitable for them, even with the stagger. Alright, Bjorn to be Wild dropping down to the point with Biggie Twig coming out with a Coalescence to help clean this up. And that is going to be a pretty swift 6-player capture here on point A.
Got a decent amount of ult charge coming up from both teams.
Yeah, we're going to see if Bjorn to be Wild just tries to roll through this. They've got a tack visor from Elucida, and they are 80% to 4 other ultimates. Looks like they're gonna try to go around their right-hand side. Jackstrill gets a pick on banging my drums right away. Tingly Daffodil comes in. Tingly Daffodil comes in to.
Ooh, and the hammer's denied.
The hammer's denied, but the grab goes through, and there's a Riptire coming in from banging my drums. Never mind. I thought it might have been coming in from the Bjorn to be wild side, but it was not. A zoning ult from Asian Music Man, and Weeb Nonsense holds on to this point. 5 minutes left to go.
Pretty questionable for all three of those ults to come out at one time, especially since the picks are coming out. So there we go again with the ult charge.
Yeah, Lucida already more than halfway to his next tack visor, and he just unleashed that in the previous fight. So some of these more aggressive spots are actually working out for them. Asian Music Man holding in the in what I like to call the Reaper corner, the pedestal up by the gate.
For those of you joining the stream, looks like the teams kind of got switched. So Bjorn to be wild is actually on the red team, and Weeb Nonsense is on the blue. We do apologize. I am but a simple man.
I've been saying it right the whole game. Big Twig comes in with the Coalescence Asian Music Man, the last player on Weeb Nonsense on the point. 4 players on the point. Breadburner comes in to try to hold. Does not go down immediately. Keeps his tiptoes on the point here as the rest of his team is looking to come back in. Doing a great job doing Lucio things. Lucida comes in with attack visor. There's a Diva Bomb. Doesn't end up getting anybody actually. Lucida takes down Jackstrill before he gets back into his mech. And Toaster Oven comes in with the Transcendence to hold them out, and they've still got Bongos and a Riptire coming in. And a Diva Bomb for the next fight. So holding very strongly.
Lucida's doing a pretty good job of getting these picks, cleaning up.
Yeah, Lucida really kind of an all-star for the Weeb Nonsense team.
Taking down Tingly Daffodil's gonna really hurt if they were gonna try to initiate on his Transcendence. Now they gotta wait for him to reset.
Fun fact about Weeb Nonsense, they participated in the first trade. No, sorry, I have all my stuff backwards. Never mind, forget I said anything. Wah, wah.
Words, they are difficult.
They are, yeah, I thought for some reason they were in a trade, but that was the team that we played, and a team that has not played yet, so, womp womp. Alright, Bjorn to be wild coming over that right side again. Zelgis and Tingly sort of on their own in that corner. Be surprised to see a big fat hammer down, yeah! Beat drop Breadburn. Is going to be useful, but not useful enough as Zelgis and Tingly go in there to clean it up. Zelgis with 2, Tingly with 2, Zelgis with a 3rd, and a 4th on Lucida. That is 6.
Oh, Riptire getting taken down.
And that is sad times for the Weeb Nonsense team. They got They gotta push this one hard to get in there.
I feel like Weeb Nonsense did a whole lot better job on that one. You could tell that they were a bit more coordinated going in.
Come on, let's bring it together.
I lost many good soldiers here. I'm going to find a way through Helix's firewalls.
It's like
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Look at this team. We're gonna do great.
You think there's something worth stealing in that temple?
Amazing! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Got Weeb Nonsense coming out, going for a dive. Ooh, US Na'Vi going down to the Junkrat. Gonna push up from the right side, going up top.
I'm out of here.
Time to raise my ECM. Get with it.
Asian Music Man doing a good job keeping off some of the distraction. Trying to go and harass him from the top. Everyone's all grouped together, so that Junkrat's going to do a good job of trying to take him down. But Asian Music Man takes him down. It's time to clean up some supports, and they should be able to take this point.
Consummate professional. Just had to hop off because I was choking and dying yet again.
Just wondering where you were.
I
I was
am
getting
back.
kind of lonely in the chat. I was, you know,
Sorry, buddy.
they never tell you that
That's
manning this
that's
camera
on
and trying to
Discord.
talk is pretty difficult.
It is. That's why I wanted to give you
My brain
the
has been
opportunity to give it a shot. But
in
there's
times where I've
a,
been
capture
choking up
from
on my
Weeb
words.
Nonsense as I come back. 6 minutes to go. That is an excellent capture from Weeb Nonsense to get their map started. 6 minutes is about as much time as Bjorn to be Wild had to take the second point. So we'll see if they can get in on two. They're coming out with 6 ultimates. So
Ooh.
double pick from Asian Music Man, Fire in the Hole coming out from.
A lot of ults coming out. They can find that tire. Oh, and it takes them out.
Oh, 4 kills.
Big plays.
Diva
That's
bomb
huge.
for Riptire. That is huge out of the Bjorn to be Wild team, and we have one lowly, not that lowly, pretty freaking great actually.
Pretty good hold. That's 5
Transcendence
ults
on
coming out of Weeb
Toast Robin,
Nonsense.
Oh, I was specifically mentioning that Toast Robin has his ultimate left, but that's it. Asian Music Man is actually a quarter of the way, 30% of the way to Diva Bomb again. So that's pretty good. Pretty good on their part.
I was hoping they were going to do a good job with the ult economy, but you know, hemorrhaging it all at the one time might not have been the best idea. I feel like.
Well, if
Elucida
I'm
would-
them, I punch I have 6 ultimates. They don't. I punch all 6 ultimates at once for that team kill, and I capture this point. I mean, you have 6 minutes to go. It's not like you lose the game if you screw that up. So here's a Blizzard from Jingo. Toast Robin finally using that Transcendence. Coalescence coming out from Biggie Twig. I don't know. Coalescence, just a continually surprisingly good ult. I think I know how good it is. Forget it actually is.
Got another solid hold coming out.
Some interesting attack strategy from Elucida here, but he's got double dragons. Wouldn't be surprised. He just used his Sonic Arrow, so he's looking for it.
Waiting to see some memes come out.
Here they come. There's going to be 2 big fat memes coming out here in just a second. 2 big gigantic blue memes.
Looks like if they can
Spinning
try to get him
around.
distracted on the stairs, they might be able to. And here we go.
Double
Oh, they got out of the way in time. Asian Music Man comes in with a bomb. Oh, that's 4 picks out from the Weeb Nonsense team.
Make that
and
5.
there's the 5th one. Jingo goes down. I believe that's no, it's not technically a team kill, but it's
Still got
pretty
a
close.
still got a tire coming in from US Navi.
Oh, and a fat counter engage. Jackstrill only takes down 1, but 1 is enough with Tingly Daffodil unmeching Asian Music Man and 3 more picks coming in. Oh, that is a sad day. They got that to like 80-ish%.
Mhm.
And
2
now they are
ticks,
under
that's
the
still
3-minute
good though.
mark. Yeah, they've still got plenty of time to keep pushing this. It could have been a basically even game, but now it's going to be either a loss or a somewhat disadvantaged game. Usnavi's got the rip tire. Wouldn't be surprised to see that come in right here. There's a pretty big opportunity for profit there. Yep, there it is. Doesn't end up taking anybody out. Oh, it gets the man out of his mech. That vampiric effect from Reaper keeping Jackstrill alive through a very long team fight where he took a lot of damage. He's gone down to like 10% health 2 or 3 times now. That is another full hold from Bjorn to be Wild. Really doing a great job on this defense. Jackstrill swapping off to a couple of different very defensive characters, was playing the Mei earlier, I believe. Maybe that was Jingo. Then Jackstrill on the Reaper. These very defensive characters are just so good on this point B where you have such a big spawn advantage. And we're seeing the power of that right here. I mean, Jackstrill went down to like 10 health 2 or 3 times in the last fight.
Looks like
and
we got
came right back up.
Lucida coming out with his ultimate, trying to get some picks.
Double Dragons gets Jackstrill, gets Jingo.
Hey.
Oh, that
And
looks
that
like
is
a team
a
kill
team
to me,
kill.
friends. We're going on to some tiebreakers, boys.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
2 minutes 17 on the clock for Bjorn to be Wild. 1 minute 15 on the clock for Weeb Nonsense. That means Weeb Nonsense is going to be attacking here. And if they can open the way that they opened on the last map, it's going to be a great time for them. Weeb Nonsense came so close 2 or 3 different times on that last map, and just did not end up closing it out. And that always feels bad, but you know, they ended up with it with a very decisive team kill at the very end, and we're seeing them really come into their own here at the end here. A team with only 2 new people, but a bunch of people who haven't played together before. I believe, or sorry, the Weeb Nonsense team is 2 new people, yeah. But I don't know if any of them played on the same team last season.
Yeah, we had a Lucida and US Navi back on High Newt.
Oh, that's right. Usnavi and Lucida did play together.
5, 4,
Still, you know, that's 2 out of 6 players. So, and getting a groove together with 6 players is not easy. I mean, how much time have we put in as a team? Pretty big amount of time. Jingo with a very fancy wall blocks all 6 for precious 10 seconds or however long that wall is up.
This wall's trying to prevent
left.
them from going through that 60 seconds on the clock.
Jackstrill and Biggie's Big taking out a very aggressive banging my drums here to open the fight. Toaster Oven trying to put some hurt in. Got stuck in the corner. Asian Music Man also in there. Bread Burner also in there, but they're playing a 2v5. It's not going to be a good time. And Bread Burner all by himself over there. Trying to do Lucio things, but getting stuck by that Mei ice. And there's 20 seconds left on the clock for Weeb Nonsense to try to gain some ground.
Django's doing a real good job at Django, not sure how you pronounce that. Doing a good job for denying these areas. Mei's one of those characters that's very situational, but when you're going against the clock, this is one of the best ones.
Don't want anybody else, you know. She just slows the enemy down, which is exactly what you want in this kind of a situation. They might even use her on attack. Just that wall, those ice blocks.
Diva Bomb finding nobody.
Nobody off that, but it's kind of a costly nobody too because they're coming in and Weeb Nonsense is still on the point. 5 of them now, and 4 picks from Weeb Nonsense, and they might actually have a shot at this here. Asian Music Man and Usnavi taking out Jingo and Jack Strill respectively. Celsius is the only one left, and they're still pushing the overtime clock.
Got 1 tick coming in.
2. This might be a capture. This looks like a capture.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving it to him.
They got 30 seconds to get to point B and put up a fight. They've got a tack visor and a sound barrier coming in.
And with only bongos for Bjorn to be wild, it's gonna be a difficult hold. Ooh.
Oh, Biggie Twig's turret takes down Breadburner before he can drop the beat. And,
Banging my drums, getting slept in his tack visor.
Oh, they didn't need the ultimates. They just played the game. And there's a May wall too. Close it all off. Asian Music Man doing his best with his mecha activated. Oh, and he's back on the point. Oh boy, they're back on the point. How crazy is this? They're still putting up a fight.
Asian Music Man can get that Diva Bomb, might be able to change the tide, and there it comes.
There it is. But he's got to stay on the point to make it valuable. 4 picks. Oh no, sorry, 3 picks in the turret kill. And there are 6 Weeb Nonsense players on the point. And Toaster Oven comes out with a coalescence, and this might be a thing. Weeb Nonsense takes point B with 0 time left on the clock from point A.
And that's coordination that I've been wanting to see. That was pretty good pushes, pretty good ults.
I think these guys are hustling.
Despite getting, despite almost getting their ult stolen from the Maywall and the
Yeah, that
dart.
was nuts. As soon as those things started happening, I thought, okay, well, this fight's over. And no, Asian Music Man really, with the huge plays at the end, just staying alive, staying on the point, staying alive as Baby Diva even, staying on the, just, would not let them kill him. Huge stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Very exciting Overwatch here at the end. I mean, it's been exciting pretty much all game, but that's one of those are some of those moments where you're like, boy, what a comeback. Like, you count them out because, I mean, they didn't get their, they used their sound barrier, didn't get it. They used their tack visor, didn't get any of it. There's a May wall up, nobody else is alive and on the point, and you're like, all right, well, it's over. And they come back inexplicably to make the attack work.
Pretty
Absolutely
interesting
fantastic.
setup coming out of Weeb Nonsense right now. I guess they're not wanting to take that common ground that everyone loves to perch up on. No Orisa,
No,
gotta
I
run.
think what they're doing here is they're getting ready to pounce. So
They're looking for a team fight.
Yeah, they're going to take what the attack gives them, and sure enough, they kind of sense something funny might happen. Asian Music Man not taking the opportunity to go after Brontosaur, but didn't end up needing to. And this is the value of this pounce strategy here, is that you can take what the offense gives you and maybe get them split off, maybe you know, put some real hurt in them before they get to, you know, they're not attacking your encamped position, they're just trying to get to the point, and you know, you have to be disciplined enough to not get turned around and lost in terms of the point. Like, you don't want to get turned around, C9 the point, but you do get to take whatever the offense gives you instead of the offense taking what the defense gives you. It really flips the script strategically.
Got US Navi coming in with close to Rip Tire. They can take Jack Strill down, and this will be a decent hold, and they're going to single him out from his team.
Riptire coming in. There's a lot of targets in that room.
Oh, he's
Doesn't
finding
end
no
up
one.
getting them because Elucida takes down Jack's drill before the tire goes off. But Elucida's got Death Blossom here. Not gonna use it. Doesn't need to.
And that looks
Asian
will be a
Music Man
solid
chasing down
hold.
Jingo. Jingo running around the back there.
30 seconds remaining.
Time's running out. Everyone attack.
Just teasing banging my drums in the back line. Providing a little bit of ult charge to Moira. Speed drop in from Biggie Twig and a Diva Bomb from Zelgius. Hammer down from banging my drums. Stops that attack from getting too bad. Asian Music Man with a double kill. Usnavi gets some grenades out. Elucida cleaning up off the Death Blossom. And that is map 3 to Weeb Nonsense.
Play of the game. Double.
Pretty good game 2 for this season.
Yeah, it's been some pretty exciting Overwatch here.
Finally
this
glad to
season.
see some new faces on here, seeing what they can bring in to the league. Time to bring in somebody for an interview.
Alright, I am bringing in Jingo and Asian Music Man. And where did
is trying to figure out how to get in touch with you real quick. Just
Yeah, that's fine. Send him. I just friend requested him, so I'm gonna whisper him my Discord name, and we're just gonna set up a call because neither of them are in it, and I'm not gonna bug them out right now.
cool. Sounds good. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks for what I'm sure was some awesome casting. I can't wait to look back over it.
I appreciate your confidence.
Have a great night, guys.
You too, buddy. All right, so both of those gentlemen are not in the Discord server that we use to cast the games, so I am getting a hold of them on Discord for a private call. So let's do this. Hey everybody, we're here with Jingo and Asian Music Man. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
So both of you are new to the league, although Asian Music Man, you played a game, I think, with our team last season as a sub. So what did you guys think of your first league match? Jingo, you can go first.
It was definitely more intense on the shot calling than I really expected because I'm used to playing league, and it's a lot slower paced.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just talking all the time. They're like, do this. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm gonna do the thing.
Yeah.
So I did the thing.
So were you shot calling for your team, or were you just sort of a part of the madness?
I was a pawn.
What about you, Asian Music Man? How was your league introduction here? Sort of introduction.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. I mean, you know, I just appreciate any level of shot calling.
Mhm.
It kind of took us a little bit of a while to kind of synergize because this was like the first real time we've actually like played together as a six stack, and
Mm-hmm.
the first two maps we dropped in, like we kind of were like, hey, you know, what can we do better with our comms? Then with Temple of Anubis, we kind of sort of got together, and the synergy started getting warmed up and getting together.
Yeah. So your team did not have very many new players on it. You only had 2 new players on it, but you had a bunch of people who hadn't played together. What was it like working with some veterans of the league and some new people on how to get that stuff going, sort of as it was happening?
You know, as it went happening, you know, some of the veterans were kind of realizing, okay, here's the win condition. You know, making sure we focus down certain people on the other team because they're putting out a lot of damage. You know, and once we kind of synergized around those shot calls, like we really started seeing results.
So if I did my job correctly, Jingo, you were on the Bjorn to be Wild team, correct?
Yes.
So how does it feel to get a win on your first match?
Feels pretty good. I mean, I think from my understanding, what Braden was saying is most of the team was support mains, and I straight up put flex for everything, and
Right.
so I've been trying to become competent on just from tank, defense, and a little bit of DPS, and so I was just trying to do my job, and it worked for us.
Yeah, you ended up playing some what I would call sort of off picks. You were playing May at one point? Did I see you launch a blizzard on point B? Is that you?
A and B, I think.
Yeah. So, it's sort of interesting strategy, something that we don't normally see. What was the decision-making process like for you guys?
I just love playing May, and we're like, do we kind of want to name? This game doesn't really matter too much. We kind of won the match, but let's have a little fun.
Yeah.
That May
like
work
May.
ended up paying off. Real good denial of the areas with those walls and just halting people.
And
I wish May was just a little more relevant as far as competitive comps, but
I think you
Well.
might be seeing more of her should the PTR patches come out with her penetrating shot able to freeze
freeze
multiple
beam, yeah.
people.
oh, what? Okay, I need. To look this up.
Yeah. Asian Music Man, talk to me a little bit about the change of mindset from going from Ilios to Gibraltar to Anubis. You guys did progressively better on every map. What was it like? What was it like in the locker room, as it were, between those games and going into each new part of the set?
Oh yeah. You know, from the beginning, you know, we were kind of had this itchy suspicion. It was like, okay, we had to shut down Brayden. We had to shut down Zen. And then second map, which was dirt. Like we kind of started doing it, but it wasn't there. You know, we started getting warmed up really to that. And I think we did a fairly good job. Especially after the first push really didn't go too well. Um, we kind of you kind of helped us get our heads in the game. Uh, and then of course for third point, you know, everything kind of switched up a little bit, and then we were also kind of warmed up together as a team.
Yeah, I think that was pretty evident from watching it. One thing that Yakety and I noticed, and this is not meant to be, you know, a rag on you guys, but you seem to have trouble getting your ultimates to work for you in the first couple of maps.
Oh, absolutely. Like we recognized immediately from the first two maps that the issue had to do with our ult economy compared to the other team's ult economy.
So
And even,
what did you talk about to improve that? Because the ultimates and how you use them in map 3 were spectacular. I mean, you got 2 points with next to no time left on the clock in the overtime push. So
oh yeah,
you know, what went into changing that?
it was just as simple as you know, the big play was really when Hansu came through with that Dragon Strike to cap the point B on Anubis, and basically I think I initiated with Diva Bomb, and that kind of zoned everyone into it, kind of crowd controlled everyone into a place where Hansu could have you know, just throw that Dragon Strike.
I just want to say that EMP Diva Bomb.
Oh yeah, that EMP
was
Bomb
dirty.
and then Dragon Strike. Yeah.
Pretty good combo.
Because I was preparing the wall and then I got hacked. I was like, wait, no. Okay,
Oh wait, no, it was
happened.
Hansu who was on. It was Hansu on Sombra. Wait. No, it's that one was what opened up point B, and then I think what closed it was the Dragon Strike. I can't even remember.
It was just such a good combo.
Yeah, Yakety, you have anything?
You know, as far as warming up and prepping for this, I know you said that, I forgot who said that, this was like one of your guys' first times as a 6-stack. Were there any, like, game plans going in before? Were you guys communicating outside of the game, leading up to today? What was the build-up to tonight's match?
Well, for Weeb Nonsense, we did get some practice time in yesterday before watching the matches, but I think there was like 4 of us that was actually just playing together, and we kind of overviewed some strategies on a few maps we actually didn't play today. But in terms of preparation for today, we were just told, you know, just make sure we have some sort of game plan, and you know, just be willing to be flexible and all that good stuff. Like I know my team plays me as a diva specialist, but you know, I applied as a flex role, and I think I did put in some time on DPS today as well.
Yeah. What about for you guys over on Bjorn to be Wild?
We just, whether it was just a few of us getting together, we just tried to kind of get together, and even though we weren't able to get together so much, we just kind of trying to gather information about everyone so that we know, okay, so and so is really strong in these champions, and we tried to build a comp around it.
Is it safe to say that both of you are excited to keep going throughout the season?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
This was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for joining us at the end here tonight. And I think that's it for us for this evening. Thank you all on the stream for watching. If you did not know, you can catch these videos on our YouTube channel, which I will make sure to put a link to in the Twitch page profile.
Don't forget to like,
as soon as
share,
I
and
can.
subscribe. Hit that
Yeah,
notification
all
icon.
Hit that follow button if you want to keep watching us. We've got 2 more games this week, tomorrow and Thursday, both at 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Ex Machina versus Marshawn Moon, and then Thursday we have Poultry Pastry versus Drop the Angel Beats.
two games certainly to look forward to, and I'm excited to possibly watch them, possibly be around with you guys later in the week to cast again. This is the real JLP here with Yakety Tack, and that is us for the evening. Thanks again to Django and Asian Music Man for dropping by for the post-game interview, and thank you all in the chat for watching. But that's it for the evening, so good night, everybody.